Hello and welcome to episode 67 of the Game Bolt Podcast, your weekly dose of lightning in a bottle. Today, I am joined here by a great crew. One of the people is Brett. How are you doing?
Hello, hello.
How you doing?
I'm tired, but I'm doing okay.
But the Cavaliers did it, Brett.
I saw that. That was a wild game.
That was a wild game. I've been a hardcore Cavaliers fan for 2 weeks, so
Really?
this means the world to me.
Yeah, my one of the people I work with is from Cleveland, and he took off work today. I was like, I totally understand.
And the other person here who doesn't care about basketball, Cody.
Bada boom! Hey, thanks for having me.
Good
I don't
to
know
have you.
why I had such a dynamic
Bada
entry.
boom!
But
It's a good day for Cody.
yeah.
Let's go ahead and jump right into it because we got a packed episode. We got like a news like hurricane.
Yeah, we went over. Well, I wasn't on the episode, but Games on Tap, I believe, went over it pretty much. But we're gonna do a double dose, if you will. E3 was a week ago. Wow, feels like yesterday.
It does.
Yeah, E3 was last week, so we're live. We're here.
Yeah. So we're gonna recap everything that was
Oh,
at.
love my picture, by the way.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's pretty great. But yeah, we're gonna go over everything from E3. It'll probably be a little bit longer episode, but because of that, we're gonna have to skip through now playing. Except Cody's playing Overwatch, which is important because
We're all playing Overwatch. Well, I mean,
why is it?
the
no.
people
I'll be-
who
I'll
have
be
it.
playing
The
tonight.
people who have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Grant. Yeah, we're giving away Overwatch. If you're in the stream right now, then you can type in !giveaway to check out the giveaway link. If you're listening to our podcast but haven't checked out our website, you should probably do that.
The Game Boy.
On there you go. On our main page, it should be right. It should be the very first thing. So it should be thegamebolt.com/overwatch-giveaway, I think, if you were to type it in.
We're just going to the site, and it's like the main
Yeah.
story right now.
So yeah, just follow us on Twitter and type in the comment section why you want Overwatch, and you will be entered. Just as easy as that. We'll be giving away the game, I think, in the 1st of July. So
Yep.
tell your friends, tell your friends,
Tell-
friends.
Tell your
your grandmother.
uncles.
Yeah. Yeah, slap your grandma. when
Slap your grandma.
Honey, what's Overwatch?
That's an old
The
one.
best game, Grandma.
Whoa.
Yes.
All right. Well, anyway, enough. Grandma assault. Let's.
Yeah, no more grandma assault.
Yeah.
This is the Game Bolt Podcast. Your first podcast is thegamebolt.com. Post to iTunes every Tuesday, YouTube every Wednesday. Let's jump into it. E3 2016 happened.
I thought off to a slow start, but I thought it was a solid E3.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Because when I went back through here and had to like type out the outline, there was a lot more stuff that I kind of forgot about.
Yeah. I imagine there's a lot more to the floor too.
Yeah.
Just obviously we weren't there, so we couldn't see that. But from the conferences and everything, Kyle, sorry, I was going to say
Oh my
Cody.
god.
Oh.
That's so loud.
Says, dudes, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Shark FD is up Friday. You're not wrong. I'm really excited
Dude,
about that.
Mighty Number 9 is out Tuesday. Everybody hide. Run.
Wow.
It's too popular.
I think, like, coincidentally, I think the Mega Man collection is like $6 on PSN right now, so I might hop on that.
That's crazy. The game's like $30. Holy
Was
crap.
it Mega Man 1 through 6?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Okay.
not bad.
Nice, nice.
Anyway.
But yeah, there are a couple of conferences. We'll get into which was our favorite and everything. But I thought it was Monday was Microsoft, Ubisoft, and Sony. I don't know if anybody else was on there. But Monday I thought was probably my favorite day.
Yeah. Well, that's because basically all the big conferences were on that day, so
Yeah.
definitely best two, Microsoft and Sony, were pretty clearly the best ones.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What about
I don't
Nintendo?
know. Minus-
Oh, well, that doesn't
Dude.
count.
Minus
Oh,
Pokemon
Nintendo doesn't
Pokemon
count.
No.
Grant,
Oh,
this is territory you don't want to cross right now.
yeah.
No, Nintendo counts greatly. It just wasn't a
No,
conference.
yeah, it wasn't a conference, yeah.
Yeah, Treehouse Live. I mean, my one gripe, I'll get to it later, actually.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Now let's start off with the worst conference of the session. EA.
I don't mean to be rude to like EA.
I mean to be rude.
I just don't really care. Like
I didn't
Titanfall
even
2
watch
looks
this.
Titanfall 2.
like I was like, oh, EA Play. The PC gaming show. Could not forget about that.
Oh no.
Last year was so boring, but Titanfall 2 looks awesome.
It does.
Really excited for that. It's getting a single player campaign. I always a fan of those in shooters. It's a shame though because like people clamor for them, but
And they hate
such
them.
a low percentage of players, within the game's install base actually play it. So you want like a very very vocal minority wants it, but the majority doesn't play it. I was like that. Is it really worth it? Is it worth the extra money?
I didn't watch this conference, but whenever I see EA like tweet something out, it's always that same GIF of like the Titan thing like falling down, and the subtitle is always "It now has single player," and I'm like, great.
Yeah. So on here it says they added a grappling hook, which looks kind of cool. Can pull you in.
Okay, more mobility.
Yeah, it says can pull you towards objects, titans, and other players for like close.
Yeah, didn't someone like, grapple themselves to another player, like grapple a player to them?
Yeah, you can like do like a melee takedown.
Oh,
if you
so this is
grapple.
when you're out of your mech suit thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
I was like, that'd be crazy if you're like a Titan.
In the
or
mech.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
grappling.
Get over here.
Get over here!
Yeah.
You like punch back in the face. Oh my god!
Amazing.
Yeah.
I would guess that sequence was like it looked badass, but I would guess it's scripted.
Yeah,
Because you have the
probably.
perfect shot. Like it's like the same chances of like Call of Duty like throwing a tomahawk across the map and getting a kill because it bounced off a roof. It's like Jesus. What are the odds?
It also says the free running movement system from the original is back, but this time there will be 6 Titans instead of 3. So I'm guessing they're just adding 3. Yeah.
There's like the big hulky one, the agile one, and there's like a balanced one.
And the cute but funny one.
Balanced one was my favorite. I kind of like the ogre too, which is the big one. Strider, I think Strider.
I don't know their names, but I never used the agile one.
Yeah, Strider is the worst one for sure. And then also single player, they revealed a trailer for that. What do you guys think of single player?
I mean it was cool. I just enjoy that stuff. Like I kind of got like a Killzone vibe from it, just like based on the setting and everything. Like in the future, all these mechs and everything. I don't imagine it being anything special. It's like
Yeah, I'm sure it would be great.
This robot serves as one man, and this man only, and like it goes into like I don't know weird stuff, but I don't know. It'll be fun though.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't be anything great, but I'm glad to hear that they have put a single player and just add some more content to it. Because last time, the original Titanfall didn't have enough things to do really.
Yeah, such a fun shooter, but unfortunately its legs were not very long.
Yeah.
Jason says, in regards to grappling a player, probably the same odds as finding another player in No Man's Sky.
Probably.
Yeah.
Moving on from Titanfall 2. Mass Effect Andromeda, they showed a trailer. I don't even remember them showing a trailer.
I think it was kind of them talking about how like it's going to be more ambitious than the last one.
Oh no, I remember. Yeah, they zoomed out and showed the galaxy. It was basically a No Man's Sky trailer.
Kind of, yeah. I haven't seen the trailer since last Sunday. So I can't comment too much on it because it's not fresh in my mind. But it's cool that we finally saw some stuff. It looks to be more, I forget the name of the like that vehicle you can use on planets. Can't think of it, but you can use that. Just seems to be more exploration and everything. It just seems to be a lot bigger. It's entirely new. Your stuff from Mass Effect 1 through 3 doesn't carry over, but it looks great, and we'll get it in 2017. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. And then EA also had sports games
Of course.
starring Alex Hunter, the
Yeah, like
man from I don't even know where, but he wants to become a soccer star.
I think he's playing for Manchester United in FIFA. I just think it's silly. Like I have 2K right now, and like the story. I'm skipping on the cutscenes in the story map. It's just so stupid. I just want to play the game as like a my player. I imagine it's the same thing. Like it's gonna be like almost like a movie. Like there's like he's like comes from nothing and then like reaches the top and then sinks to the bottom and then reaches the top again and they're like, oh, we love Alex Hunter.
Alex
Yeah,
Hunter.
Alex Hunter is the best. Jason says Alex Hunter is the new hoop god.
He is the new god.
Outside of that, I mean, Madden, all that stuff. It's more of the same.
Yeah. Then they also showed one thing I thought was cool, but it's nowhere near going to be like releasing. Maybe not even 2017. Visceral's Star Wars game with Amy Hennig.
That just based on the concept art and everything. Amy Hennig is behind it. I'm really excited for it. They have, they kind of showed off like I think Battlefront, their VR Star Wars games, some other stuff, and then the Visceral one. Like I said, I doubt we'll get it in 2017. Actually, no, I think they're instead of releasing it in 2019, 2018 or 2019. Yeah, okay. I think they're releasing it like they had like a schedule. Also double check that.
Oh wait, okay. So I'm reading this article. It says they confirmed a new Battlefront game will be coming next year.
I think it's the VR one. Oh, actually no. Well, there's the VR one, and then
the VR one is like an X-wing thing, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure
they've also confirmed a sequel. So
yeah, okay.
Imagine the new one will come out next year.
Mm-hmm. And then lastly, they showed Battlefield 1, which
and that painful Jamie Foxx and Zac Efron.
Oh my gosh! He was just like, "Are you excited?"
And they're like, "Yeah, so excited!" Yeah. And like it just became like a thing for that day. It looks really cool. It's a new setting. It looks very fresh.
Yeah, that's why I'm interested in it because there's been so much like futuristic stuff that I kind of like feel like it'll be a nice change of pace to go backwards. But from the Infinite Warfare trailer, which we'll get to later, I don't know. It's tough because before E3, I was way more excited for Battlefield 1.
Yeah, I hate saying it, but I kind of want all three in Battlefield, Call of Duty, and Titanfall.
Yeah, which I can't do that. But,
no. I think
I'm gonna get Titanfall for sure.
Yeah. I'm most likely to get that, but Battlefield is the freshest game because it's World War I and everything.
Yeah. Cody, do you have any thoughts?
I have no opinions on any of this.
No opinions on Battlefield.
I don't know. I like Battlefield, but I haven't played since 4, and I didn't play much of 4, so I'm just gonna go into this blind and hope it's good. Actually, I might not even go into it. I might wait and see what people think.
Might just keep a blindfold on and don't do anything.
Yeah, just sit here in my room waiting for the end. Sounds like a good idea, Grant. I think I'll stick with that.
Okay. Bethesda's conference was on, when was it, Sunday night?
Sunday night, yeah.
So first thing they showed off there was Quake Champions. So
this was a nice surprise. Doom was received well, and do we know if it's doing Quake Champions or just another studio from Bethesda?
I think it's id.
I think it's
okay.
id.
That was a very nice surprise for people. I've never played Quake, but people who like Doom and all that stuff, they seem to be excited. I've heard, can't confirm it though, that it's a hero-based shooter. I mean, that's what it looked like from the trailer. And I've also heard it's PC only. I have no idea. I will probably get this game sometime next year.
Yeah. Cody, I know you're kind of a Quake guy, somewhat.
I mean, I never played it, but I love watching tournaments and whatnot because people still play it, and that was probably my the biggest announcement for me, and it was right off the bat for Bethesda, so it was pretty fun. Yeah, it's been forever, so, and I'd love to see how this game looks in I think they said 120 frames a second. And, I'm not a big, I'm not a big person for that kind of stuff, but Quake is so fast, and it's just gonna be crazy to see how that all plays in. So I can't wait. I won't play it, but I'll definitely watch the hell out of it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not that interested in playing it either, but I know there's a lot of big fans of it who like haven't played it in a while, so it'll be nice. And then next they showed Fallout 4 expansions. Okay, so I have this up. It says for Fallout 4. So Bethesda announced 3 new expansions for Fallout 4. The first, Contraptions, is coming out this week. It'll be similar to Wasteland Workshop and will give them more options to craft and stuff. And then Vault Tech Workshop will be releasing in July, their next expansion. So it'll allow a player to make their own vault, essentially. It looked kind of like Fallout Shelter, but on console.
Yeah, I think that was a mod.
Oh, okay.
A bunch of trying to like, hey, we'll just sell this as DLC.
Yeah. And then lastly, there's another full-size expansion featuring Nuka World coming in August.
Yeah, the theme park.
Yep, the theme park
That'd be cool.
themed by Nuka Cola.
That'd be cool if you could do like a roller coaster tycoon type of thing.
Oh, that
I
could be-
hear it's pretty much just settlement stuff, so I would assume that would probably be the case. You'll
Yeah,
probably
I
have
don't
like
know.
people stop in, and but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Like I don't know if you can do like in the official Fallout canon a roller coaster, but maybe a death pit.
You don't know that.
Yeah.
We have no idea. Bet on the Death Claw fighting the Raider. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. So Fallout 4, I need to go back and play it because I never beat it.
I was a decent bit into Far Harbor, and I was really enjoying it. But other games have pulled me away from it. But it's fun.
And then probably the most exciting thing for me and John,
John is so happy.
at the Bethesda conference, was Skyrim Special Edition, which was heavily rumored beforehand, but to see it finally exist for real, it was quite a sight to see for me and John, big fans of Skyrim, especially John.
Yeah. Oh my god, he's a huge fan. I've bashed on it in the past, kind of saying
How
it's
could you?
overrated and everything. It's not as great as people think, but god damn, that game is fun. My only concern is the fact that this special edition is what PC players have had for a few years now.
Yeah.
So I'm hard pressed to buy it at $60 if it is that price.
Yeah.
I'm not even looking at it in terms of values. Like you can get it hundreds of hours, infinite number of hours with Skyrim's world.
Right.
But PC players have had it for years. Like at the most I'd probably pay like $40.
Mm-hmm.
Which has been the case for many of the remasters. I
Yeah,
think.
a few of them have been like 50.
Darksiders 2, I think Dishonored. Even Dishonored was like 40. If I had to guess on the Xbox store, Fallout 3 is probably like, for whatever reason, those prices are ridiculous, but it's like 25.
Yeah.
So that's not really a remaster though.
It says, so Bethesda has redone huge graphical aspects such as the lighting, enhanced depth of field, new snow and water shaders, and more. Also mod support, which is kind of
That's
a big deal.
There are so many mods.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my audio not picking up. Son of a gun. There we go. Of course, now it's picking up. There are so many mods on, PC like I was like the Thomas the Tank Engine something like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they showed like rideable dragons in the trailer.
Yeah, and for the longest time, like I thought that was an actual thing, like that was already in the game, like you could ride dragons.
Nope.
And I was like, what the hell? What am I missing out on? And then I realized, it's odd. Okay, that explains it. But I think there's one that's really, like, for me as like a Final Fantasy fan, I think you make like the Buster Sword, and like some other stuff. Like that's just really cool. I think there's like lightsabers you can make and everything. I think it's just really cool.
Yeah, definitely. The mod support is probably the biggest thing for me. And
Yeah.
just having it on next gen. Like I honestly would go back and play it on PS3, but it's really hard for me to go back and play PS3.
On PS3, it's terrible.
Yeah, I just. But
I didn't realize that until like years afterwards. Like, holy crap! Like the PS3 version was pretty bad.
yeah, Uh, Next, they showed Prey, which actually looks really cool. It's a Prey reboot.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Prey 2 was canceled, and like so many people were excited for it, and then it just kind of disappeared, and then they brought it back. I guess as a reboot, which makes sense. The trailer looks really interesting.
yeah, I don't know much about Prey, but like the trailer at least has me
Yeah,
intrigued.
I've never played the first game. I've heard good things about it, and I think people were really excited for two. But I think this reboot will be a nice entry point.
Yeah, for sure. Cody, any thoughts on Prey?
It looked cool. I don't know. I mean, they didn't really show too much aside from kind of like
Yeah, just like the
the
whole like
direction they're gonna go with it. Yeah.
what was it? It
So
was sort of like a like he wakes up and then he just keeps like
yeah, it was
repeating
kind of
this,
like a psychological thriller looking thing.
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
Jason
know.
says that Prey trailer was dope.
dope
Was
diggity.
the see? I don't know anything about Prey. Was the original or whatever? Was it a story based kind of game, or did it have like was it a shooter? Or is it because this kind of
I
looks like Heavy Rain. I mean, I can't
Okay.
say, but like, what does it
Yeah.
look like? What was the original like? Did it have
I could
shooting
not
elements or?
Yeah, it definitely did. I just looked up Prey
Oh,
gameplay.
okay.
There's like big shooting parts and stuff.
Okay, yeah, I had no idea. I mean, it looks cool. If they go like the more really story heavy, like Heavy Rainish route, which it kind of looks like it. I mean, I can't judge from like a 3-minute video, but if it does go that route, I probably won't be too interested. But it looks cool.
And lastly, Brett, what did they show?
They showed Dishonored 2, and boy, oh boy, it looks wonderful. The game is gorgeous. I think my favorite part. Well, disappointing because you can play as Corvo and Emily, which is great. For some reason, my audio is like going crazy.
Oh,
It's going so loud. Corvo has, I believe, the same powers, but I don't remember if this is. Cody, you remember? I think they're going with more of a skill tree thing now instead
Yeah.
of runes.
Instead of not, I don't know if it's
The
runes,
charm.
but I think it's bone charms. Yeah.
Yeah, bone charms are a pain. But yeah, I mean, Corvo has the same general powers, which are great, but I'm much more inclined to play Emily because I think she's more the agile character, and she has new powers entirely. So, I'm really looking forward to
She
that.
kind of looks
it's-
like easy mode, honestly. She looks like ridiculously powerful. And I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
if they were just like fully leveled up when they showed her off, but it
I would
looks
guess so.
ridiculous.
But I mean, your game looks great. I'm really excited for it. Dishonored. I think it's coming out this year, right? September or October.
let me double check real quick.
I
Let's see.
on a whim pre-ordered the special edition. So
Oh yeah, I remember that you said. Where is it? Trying to find the release date.
yeah, I'm gonna because I've watched some of the Microsoft trailers. Mainly Microsoft because I was running a piece, but most of these trailers are not fresh in my mind. I'm kind of just going off like very significant like bits of information. I think one of the things that stood out to me was you can link people together. Like what happens to one person happens to another. So
Yeah.
you activate something and you distract one person, and then you kill that guy, and then it kills the other guy too. So it's gonna be a really cool mechanic, and I think it adds depth to the stealth.
November 11th was the release
Oh.
date.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's typical for a Bethesda game. And when's the Skyrim remaster? I think October.
It's
28th
yeah,
something?
October 28th, I believe.
Okay.
Moving on from the Bethesda conference, if you guys have nothing else to say.
No, I thought it was
No.
again a really solid conference.
Yeah, I thought it was a solid conference. I feel like they didn't have quite enough games, but I'm glad they didn't show stuff that was like super far out.
Yeah, I mean, I think some story came out saying the next Elder Scrolls 6 is very far off. So
Yeah.
I would say there's a slight chance we would see it next year if they do come to E3 again, but we'll see.
Moving on to Monday's news.
Bonanza.
Monday was great.
Monday's Microsoft Marathon.
Microsoft Marathon. Microsoft had...
Microsoft Marathon Mondays.
I thought Microsoft set a really high bar, and then Sony went. But Microsoft had an outstanding press conference, I thought.
Yeah,
just sort of, like, had a great pace, just, like, kept doing, like, one thing after another. And when I went back to look at it, they had a lot more than I originally thought they did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel bad for saying this, but I remember, like, the last year, and probably, like, the year before that, too, like, they would have a section where, like, it was, like, just, like, they did this year, too, like, just indies, and it's, like, indies that people really aren't that interested in, like, no disrespect to the developers or anything, but, like, and it's like, oh, check out this, like, cute little game, and it's like, like, it doesn't look that interesting, but then this year they show, like, you know, We Happy Few and Deliver or something.
I'm just glad we didn't get, like, this year we're adding the NFL channel live to the Xbox One marketplace, and you know what I mean. like
Yeah.
They didn't do any of that, which I mean, not that I remember anyway. So
Yeah.
they
Phil
really
Spencer
kept
and
that out.
his team, fantastic job.
Yeah.
But you know, they kept delivering on these games, and like the indies they do show are like games that I am very interested in.
Yeah. First off, I just thought we'd get the hardware out of the way. First thing they showed at the conference was Xbox One S, which is basically...
Looks very nice.
Yeah, it does look nice. Basically just a slimmed-down version of the original Xbox One, and it's white, and it's got holes poked in it.
I didn't even notice that.
Just like for no reason, or is there an actual?
I mean, I don't know. I'd assume there's probably like fans or something under it. I don't know.
You know, that design looks nice, but I think it needs some
does.
holes.
Yeah, like, hey,
They're like-
you know what would be better?
Johnson, you're onto something.
We need this thing to be aerodynamic. Thanks.
Let's add golf ball dimples
Yeah,
into it.
that's what's gonna be next.
Yeah, I really like the design of it. I don't think seeing it like in pictures or anything does it justice. 'Cause, like, it still looks big. Like, it still looks like you know, that hunky giant Xbox One.
Hunky?
I don't know.
Like,
I was big. I was trying to think of something else to say. I don't know what to.
Brad, I don't know how you play your Xbox One.
Sorry. Love
Interesting.
that could never,
Yeah.
you know, never understand. Jason says they put a few bullets into it, but yeah, like I think the power brick is inside of it now.
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's
huge.
amazing. How come they did that to begin with?
That's so good.
I don't know. Like, how
God.
hard could it have
And it
been?
was so huge to begin with.
That's what I'm saying.
think
Like,
that
like
would've-
PS4 is small. It don't have a power brick. Like Xbox, how do you have this giant power brick and have it like 3 times
The
bigger?
Xbox One S, like, you put in a cord, you know, HDMI and everything, you're good.
Yeah,
the
but
Xbox
So-
One's got specs, that's why.
Yeah,
got-
sure.
2 billion teraflops of HDMI.
16 teraflops at RDI
Yeah.
pictures.
no, yeah, Scorpio.
Max hunkiness.
Totally, no doubt.
yeah.
Yeah.
They also showed off Project Scorpio as we were getting.
Yeah, there was a lot of speculation as
Speaking
to
of
whether
teraflops.
Yeah, I was about to say.
or not they were going to show this off. And I think they kind of did like a salesy kind of.
I think they
Not-
shot themselves in the foot doing what they did. I think they should have just, like, saved it for the end of the year.
How come?
I don't know, like, everyone said it kind of, it kind of lessened the impact of them selling the Xbox One S.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because like, who's gonna buy that if you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no, that's actually not true. 'cause
Well, I mean, yeah,
I'm
because
sure
it's hard.
Scorpio will be much more expensive.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
even
that's
then,
why
I just...
my biggest concern is the price point. But, like, you know, they're saying like this is the, you know, most powerful console to ever release.
Yeah, I don't see any way it's under $500.
Yeah,
Like $500 like a
hoping.
minimum.
I mean, in a perfect world, it is 500 at the most.
Yeah.
And even then, I'm gonna wait. but it sounds great, but my issue is that the fact they're going to have uh, the Xbox One, the base model, the Xbox One S, and the Xbox Scorpio, and they're saying that all three are going to exist with each other.
Right.
Like, why not, kind of slowly brush away the base Xbox One.
Can't do that, Brett. No.
I mean, I understand we're early adopters, but if you're committed to this platform, I imagine you're gonna buy an Xbox One S to compensate for it or something. Like I would consider an Xbox One S if I can trade in my current Xbox One and get like
half off. I don't know.
Yeah, half off or something, like $150 towards it or something like.
Yeah.
And I mean, there are 2 terabyte models too, and that's so tempting because 4 games take up my hard drive, and I'll have 8 games that can take up my hard drive now.
But yeah, so they're basically marketing it as like part of the Xbox One S and Scorpio will be part of the Xbox One family. So that's kind of what you were getting at.
Yeah, like I don't. It's kind of like Nintendo, how we're like, oh, like this is the new 3DS, and
Yeah.
and it's not as bad, but I think once they cross, it's more clear though. Like as opposed to Nintendo's like a different thing. But that kind of weird situation of the 2DS and then the 3DS and the new 3DS all in the market together is kind of a similar thing.
Yeah.
We'll see come holiday 2017.
Yeah, I guess so.
But
better pixels than you've ever seen.
Yeah, the best ever. Supposedly can handle 4K. It will support Oculus VR.
Yeah. And then also, last thing they showed on a hardware perspective is customizable controllers. I thought it was really cool.
I think this was already a thing, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, it's like. So did you see this, Cody?
I did. It was just color. You could.
Yeah, you could change the colors.
Yeah, you can customize the colors.
And it's official controllers.
But I thought that was already a thing. Was it not?
Yeah, they're probably more expensive though, to be honest.
Oh,
these
these
ones are only
like
$70.
Then. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I think the ones I was thinking of were what are they? The Pro ones? They have the triggers on.
Yeah.
And I think you could customize those, and they're $250 a piece.
Oh yeah, no, not that customizable.
Well, there's the elite ones you're talking about.
Yeah.
Where you can customize the button layouts on them,
like D-pad, and you can get triggers on the back.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah.
I thought you could just change the color on those. They were really pricey. I had no idea.
Yeah, and then there's the night blue camouflage shadow.
Yeah, so the ones that they just showed off at E3, those are just normal controllers, but you can every color.
Okay.
And then the ones that they showed last year is the elite ones.
I kind of like that just because I'm always afraid to use my special white Xbox One controller, because if I wear that down, it's not gonna match. If I have to go out and buy a black Xbox One controller, the original color, it's not gonna match my collector's edition Xbox One that's white. And I mean, it's a really dumb way to justify it, but it's kind of cool because now I can actually just make a white controller on that website and get one to match the color of my custom Xbox One. But
yeah,
not that big a deal. But it's cool. And it's cool to have it be through Microsoft instead of having to buy these ones on Etsy where people
they're official
spray
controller.
paint them. Yeah. So it's cool.
And then first game they showed was Gears of War 4. They had a gameplay demo. I thought it looked cool, Gears of War, but I didn't think it was anything special.
It's more of the same.
Yeah.
They have a gun there that's direct from Ratchet and Clank, like the buzzsaw kind of gun thing.
Oh yeah, was that the demo where they had the discs shooting? Bounce off walls and stuff.
Yeah, it's from friggin' Ratchet and Clank.
Sunset Overdrive too.
Yeah. Oh well. I'm not really a huge Gears guy. Now I'm gonna get anyways though because I'll probably play with my brother, and then like Michael said he wants to play with me too, so like it'll be fun. But it just looks like more of the same, cover-based shooter with the Lancer and hunting. I think this time the Swarm instead of the Locust, and it's like they couldn't they had to bury all the locusts together, and like they just mutated over time, and that's how they became a swarm. And then they showed off. They're fighting through this like crazy windstorm. They have like an official name for it. I think like wind flares or something. And it's like a combination of. I was reading some Game Informer, I think, and it's like a combination of tornado and a hurricane. But it just looked like a giant sandstorm, like sweeping around the whole area, and like you couldn't see outside of it. And they show Marcus Phoenix at the end, and it's like, yeah, like Marcus Phoenix, cool. And I'm just like, eh.
Moving on from Gears of War 4. Forza Horizon 3, another Forza
Mr. Bristles, thank you for stopping by.
Horizon entry. It looks cool. I'm surprised I haven't played Horizon 2 yet, because I was gonna get that a while ago, and I just never got to it, I guess. But 3 looks cool for if you like racing games.
Yeah, I prefer the main Forza games, but I did play Horizon 2 quite a bit, and I enjoyed it. It's fun and open. Horizon 3's world looks gorgeous. I assume it takes place in Australia or somewhere along there. Just based on like all the scenery, it is the environments are gorgeous, and I would love to drive around, at night just cruising. I'm very interested in it because of the locale, but we'll see. I still have Horizon 2.
Yeah. I kind of like the Horizon series more than just like the core ones, just because I like more arcadey racing games.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But it seems like it's kind of a medium between like super arcadey ones and then realistic ones like the normal.
Yeah, I mean they switch every year. It's like Horizon one year and then the main.
Yeah,
one
like it's
the
still
other year.
Forza.
Yeah.
Next up, Recore. They had a trailer and a little bit they had a little bit of gameplay. I thought it looked cool, but I mean, I still don't really know too much about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still interested. I think they finally established that with Inafune on the team, it makes sense that it's like a Mega Man type game.
I heard Jake say that people were saying that. I don't think he personally said that, but
Okay.
I just can't. I can't imagine it.
Like I got like a Metroidvania vibe from it.
I
and,
mean,
like-
even then, I don't know what. Now, this is me being defensive because I like Mega Man, but
Yeah.
I just don't understand what like a 3D Mega Man game would be, because they have 3D Mega, like the Mega Man Legends series, and it doesn't look anything like a Mega Man game, and I think people are saying that because it's Inafune. I'm not sure, but to me it looks like see, I don't know the name. What's that one game that came out on the it might have been a PS3 360 game. Liam was playing it for a while, just a while ago. It was like, it's not Injustice. It had a name like that, like
Enslaved?
Enslaved. Yeah, it looks exactly like that to me, with just like a
Like robots
partner.
instead of.
Yeah, because that did have a partner mechanic where you kind of platformed with it, and it was kind of like a weird beat 'em uppy kind of gameplay. It looks exactly like that to me, anyway. I don't get where people are getting the Mega Man part, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested enough, but I would like to see some more information come out. Not even. I'm most interested in the gameplay and all that, but we'll see.
I mean, it looks fun,
Yeah, definitely.
so we'll see.
Final Fantasy 15. They had a gameplay demo,
It
which
looks so bad.
people who were
rough.
playing it looked like they didn't know what they were doing. Like
Yeah,
like the game
so-
even gave them a hint because they were taking
Yeah.
so long.
So I don't like.
Give it to him like 3 times.
From what I've heard, I think it was on Easy Allies. They were saying this was like a rushed version, just to get it in time for E3. So that might have been why it was sloppy. But yeah, like it just personally, it didn't bother me too much. But yeah, Noctis and company are fighting Titan, and you're supposed to it looks like something like you would see in like Shadow of the Colossus. You can you block his attack, and then ideally you climb up him. More so like you're dodging him, and then you kind of have to wait for your team to show up, and you cast Blizzard on him, and I think destroy one of his arms or something. But the demo just looked rough. Maybe I think I was named like Matthew Hishimura or something like that. Maybe he's playing on Xbox One for the first time, so he's learning controls. Again, maybe the demo was rushed. There could be a number of reasons, but I can't blame people for being turned off by it because it just did not look good. Like, he was just getting crushed, and it's like, really, like, this is what you have to show for, Final Fantasy 15?
Yeah. But yeah, it did not look very, very fun. They also had indies, which was so. Just skipping ahead to Sony's conference real quick, I was really surprised they didn't have any indies there, and
Yeah.
Microsoft had a ton that actually looked really cool.
Yeah, Microsoft has some fantastic looking ones.
Yeah.
We Happy Few for me is the standout one for me.
Yeah, that one looks great. It sort of had like a BioShock vibe.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I forget where I read it, but based on the premise, I think the people suffer. I think they were on the losing side of World War II or some war, and they don't want to cope with the idea of losing, and their country or area has gone to crap.
Yeah, so it was
They
like
take
it takes
pills called Joy to compensate for it. It just looks really creepy.
yeah. And then also some other indies that they showed off. Headlined by Inside, the
People from Limbo. That looks.
is that Playdead?
I'm not sure. It looks vague, like Limbo was,
Yeah,
which
Playdead.
I like. Like, Limbo is very mysterious, and you didn't know what to make of it. And I'm getting that same feeling, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Cuphead, of course.
Of course, yep.
Cuphead.
Cuphead looks great.
Looks great. They
Does it
showed
have a
some.
release date?
Let me see.
I hope so.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. But they showed off some platforming gameplay, which looks kind of okay. But I know the whole art style and combat has me kind of hyped for it.
Yeah.
And then Outlast 2, if you like horror games, play that because Outlast 1 was very scary.
Yeah.
And then we kind of already went over We Happy Few. Next, they showed Dead Rising 4.
Frank
this was
is
all...
back. This is it.
Cody's
Oh
so
my
excited
god,
for
it was
that.
so good. I can't wait. That's
Man,
all I have to say.
Sort of like a what is it, kind of like Christmassy theme.
I love the Christmas theme. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's coming out in December.
I've never played Dead Rising, but I'm
I
interested.
haven't either.
Just
I
fun.
watched a ton of gameplay of 3, but I never played it.
That's the only one I haven't played, and I played a lot of the first game and the second game. So I don't know why I got my Xbox One and I totally forgot about getting Dead Rising 3. But
I kind of forgot about it too, because I know
Yeah.
when I first got my Xbox One, I was like, "Hey, I'll get this soon," and then
yeah,
I just did.
Time passed, and
Yeah.
looks really fun though. I think I like the fact that they're taking advantage of the whole wintry long night kind of things with the whole zombie look, but they're still really, really jokey about the entire thing. Where I think he was riding an electric, I think it was like a sit and scoot or over there, like the wheelchair things, and he was just shooting electricity out of it, and he had the power suit that everyone was talking about. It looks really fun. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to jump into one of those games. And then Scalebound, the demo also, to me, it did not look good at all.
yeah, I've yet to watch it since E3.
It just looks so
It
boring
looked
to me.
okay. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't look like hands on. Like, you're just kind of like shooting from the dragon and occasionally dodging. But this game isn't out until next year, so
Yeah, they have time to polish
yeah,
it
they have
up.
plenty of
Just
time
the
to polish it up, like you said.
I think
demo
in,
they showed just wasn't fun.
I think in chat I mentioned it. It reminded me of Wonderful 101 boss fights, where it was just kind of like gimmicky and really slow, where like the boss would just be invulnerable a lot, and then you'd have like a time you could hit them, like the bigger
Yeah.
fights, or maybe no, I think it was I don't know, it was either that or Bayonetta. A lot of the Platinum game big boss fights are
Don't insult
really
Bayonetta in front of Brett.
slow. What?
Don't insult Bayonetta in front of Brett.
Well, I mean, I like
I can
Bayonetta
promise
too,
you it's
just
not
as
Bayonetta.
much as anybody else.
Because Bayonetta, you can
Well-
damage people right off the bat.
Well, no, but the big boss fights do have their times where
No, I get what you're
they
saying.
stop and but no, I mean it didn't. Never mind. I'm digging myself a hole. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited for this game, but we'll see. This I would say is probably Platinum's most ambitious game right now, and the last few games they've had, I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I think something else too, like have not been great. So hoping they can bounce back.
Not to
And-
go too much into it, I think you might be
Chameleon
going
Son's
to
on
this.
the team.
Oh, I don't mind the main character.
I just don't like his attitude.
I don't mind it. I don't know. It reminds me of like it reminds me
Dante.
of DMC, but yeah, it reminds
Young
me more
Dante.
of it reminds me more of Devil May Cry than it does DMC. He looks like DMC, like the reboot Devil or
Yeah.
Dante, but it reminds me of like a carefree kind of. He doesn't seem as cocky. He just seems kind of carefree. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, but anyway, that's kind of off topic. But
Yeah. Oh.
Sea of Thieves.
Oh my God! So excited.
It looks cool to me, but they kind of ruined it with the voiceover of like these guys
Yeah,
screaming.
I mean, like it was cool to see like real human, like reactions to it.
yeah,
and
but they were so
everything.
scripted though.
oh yeah, it was
That's
like a little. Was that the one where they did the camera, where they had like
Yeah.
people
In the
and they
corner.
showed them? Yeah,
Yeah,
that was good.
It was good.
I'm really excited
That's
for it because
good.
like everybody plays a role. Like like somebody has to be up top. Basically being the eyes because the sails block the view of the person manning the wheel. And then doing the cannons and everything. It just looks really fun. It's rare being creative again, and I'm really excited for it.
My friend's really into this game, and he was like, "You want to know the craziest thing about this game?" And I said, "Shoot."
Wow.
And he goes, "You can die even when you're offline." I'm like, "That sounds terrible." And he's like,
What? That's not fun.
he's like, your ship can be, like sank or sunk or whatever.
How?
And when
That's
you
so-
get
that's
back
so stupid.
on, you're just at another island. I'm like, oh.
That's no fun.
I'm like, that sounds great.
Doesn't sound good at all.
So I don't know if I'm assuming he wasn't being sarcastic. He seems really into it. But he's like, yeah, you can just go to bed one time and log off, wake up, and you're just dead. I'm like, great.
Oh, very nice.
Sounds wonderful. But I don't know. It's weird.
Lastly, State of Decay 2. I'm not too into it, but I know there's a ton of people who love State of Decay.
Yeah, I thought State of Decay was really fun. Just like arcadey, silly zombie stuff. And for most part, it looks more polished. Yeah, I assume they have more funding behind it now. I think they're an independent team. And State of Decay was really fun, so I'm looking forward to the sequel.
Moving on from Microsoft, Ubisoft. Many softs.
Can we skip Ubisoft?
No.
Okay.
Just hit the high points though, because I see
We have to go in order here. Yeah,
Eagle
like the Vision DLC, Eagle Flight. What are you talking about, Eagle Flight? We gotta go over that. Giraffe, that was the biggest
Do we
thing.
though?
No. Yeah, so the first thing I put down, there was a big giraffe, because they had this whole dance thing for Just Dance. The giraffe, I
yeah.
just could.
I missed the intro. Everyone was freaking out. I started to watch after that, and I regret it because apparently I missed like the best part of this conference.
You did.
Yeah, it was pretty dull after that, I suppose. But
Ghost Recon Wildlands, the first real thing they showed them.
I don't know how to feel about this game.
Like, I really want to like it, because I feel
Yeah.
like it could be fun, but the demo they showed just wasn't great.
It was so dude broy. They're like, dude,
Yeah.
get on the bike.
And
Yeah,
like
man, I'll
the
follow
scripted
you.
dialogue, I just
Yeah.
We gotta
couldn't.
chase him down. Like, I'm trying. Like, I just
They're like, yeah, man, let's go back for some brewskis. Good game.
like maybe I'm just being a curmudgeon, but
Excuse me.
a cranky old fart.
I don't know
Like,
if that's
I
any
just-
better.
I'm just like done with Ubisoft shooters. Like, I just
Like Ubisoft
Yeah, I
third-person shooters.
like they're all just so similar to me.
Yeah.
Like, and I loved, the older Ghost Recon games. They were so good, but I just, kind of get it's so different from the Division. But I get that same feeling of just like
Yeah, so do I.
it's not gonna be that great.
But yeah, let's move on from.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think it looks great. Like at least from the demo. Like I try to remain optimistic, but sensitive.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I think my brother is really excited for it, and I hope it is good. But I'm just
And now the second biggest highlight of the conference, South Park: The Fractured But Whole. This
Oh my
was
God,
this was my
it's gonna
favorite
sell them.
presentation of the entire E3.
Really?
Like just like how they presented it. Like it's not the game I'm most excited for, but just like it was so fun. It looks so fun.
yeah, like the scenes they set up, like they're trying to like go into like a civil war type of thing. It's like, well, franchise 1 could make the most money. It's like, but franchise 2, like if you release that first, it's like just crazy and convoluted.
It looks so good.
Yeah, I think if you buy it within a certain time period, you get the first game.
I think it's just if you
this-
pre-order it and you get the first game.
Okay, I might do that then, because I never played the first one, but that has been on, so definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah.
South Park humor is hit or miss for me. I don't know. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like South Park, I didn't think I would like South Park humor, but then like the first game, I didn't have any interest in at all. I know a lot of people love that game,
Yeah.
but like that's why I kind of feel like this is the biggest like my favorite presentation, just because I couldn't have been like less excited for it before, and then after it, I'm like can't wait to play it.
It looks fun. The combat system, I think, is going to throw a lot of people off because
they changed the combat system.
it seems a lot more in depth than the original was, and I feel like a lot of maybe not like I'm sure a lot of gamers played. I say gamer in a weird way. I'm sure a lot of people who don't play games often, who play games casually. I hate saying that too. I'm sure they picked up Stick of Truth and were like, "Hey, this game's really accessible. I like playing it.
It's so
more
simple.
for the funny story of South Park than I do." Because a lot of people are like, "Dude, this feels like a South Park story. This is great." But I feel like this game is going to have that South Park story, but they really ramped up the complexity of the battle system, and I think that's actually going to hurt them more. Maybe, I think a lot of people who enjoyed the RPG-ness of the first game will like this new system a lot more, but I think it's going to kill the accessibility of it.
Oh God, my dog's barking. Sorry.
Dogs. We're not to watch that yet. Stop it, Brett.
Watch dogs. Watch it, please.
No, we're not there yet.
Yeah, I can totally just. Oh my God.
It's okay. Let's just keep it.
Half dog, cow.
But yeah, moving on from South Park, For Honor they showed next. Like I've heard good things about it. Like I've heard it's fun, but at least the single player part that they showed did not look very good.
I'm not interested at all. I was very slightly interested. Was it last year when they
Yeah, I
talked
think it was
about
last
it?
year.
And this year, I was just like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like I know like if you're sort of into those kind of games like I don't know, it's just kind of hard to explain. Like at least the single player looked a lot like Rise, which had a very mediocre single
Yeah.
player.
Oh. Yeah.
And then multiplayer, like I'm sure it could be fun, but it just seems kind of very simple.
I
Yeah,
didn't
I don't
even
know.
see it from this year's. Like from the reveal, it looked really cool. I heard great things, but we'll see come release.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've heard good things about it, but just not very excited. And then next three things we can skip over really quickly. Division DLC.
Yeah,
Right.
skip it.
You can go underground. Star Trek Bridge Crew looked like the worst game ever.
There was so much like depth to
They're
that.
like, this is incredible, and
yeah,
then I'm like,
we have people
this
from
looks
Star
like the
Trek,
worst
whatever.
game ever.
It looked like someone made a game in like not. I guess Gary's mod is probably the best way to put it. and
It
like
looks so bad.
yeah,
Like, not just like visually it looks terrible too, but like the
Yeah.
gameplay, like you're just like touching these buttons.
yeah. And this guy was like, I realized what it felt like to be an engineer. And I'm like, oh yeah. Like,
He's like, wow, now that the technology is
Yeah.
available, VR can really make you feel like you're in the Star
I was
Trek.
like, dude, I bet half your movie props probably felt more real than that will. Like, oh my god. But anyway,
Yeah, we can skip over that VR game.
Eagle Flight.
Eagle Flight. Just 8 guys just like turning their heads around.
I didn't understand. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, shoot him. He has the whatever, the worm. I don't know what it was. They're like, yeah, the package. They're like, shoot him. I'm like, what game are we playing here? Like, why are they shooting each other? And they shoot like gusts of wind at each other. I'm like, what is this? Well, they're like, shoot him, and then you'd just see the kill screen. It was like their screen went red. I'm like, holy crap, what's going on? But they're shooting like gusts of wind at each other, and I was like, this is really weird. It looks fast paced and fun, but I wouldn't play it in VR. I think I'd actually really enjoy it without the VR.
Like if they made it like a cheap like $30 maybe. I don't know. Probably less, honestly.
I'd pay like $15 for it. But if it had that one map in it and the way it looks now, or whatever the 1 or 2 maps they had, I don't remember.
Yeah. They gave like this
It looks
giant.
fun,
Yeah, it definitely looks fun, but it seems very simple. There's no way they could like get
Can
like
you
a
imagine
full.
if they put that for $60?
What they?
Right,
What,
but
you
guys,
don't know,
you've never
you don't know about the
experienced
campaign,
Eagle
Cody.
mode.
Cody, you don't know about the campaign.
Campaign.
It's a very emotional story.
It's like an NBA where you raise as a child and your father dies, and you have to like rise through the ranks.
Avenge me!
Yeah, dude, be the best eagle in the forest.
And they showed like a whole like 10-minute gameplay thing. I thought they were just gonna do like 1 point, and then they kept going.
Yeah,
best
and they
of
were
3.
totally hamming it up. They're like, yeah, they're like slapping each other on the face because they couldn't hit each other's
You
back.
can't see.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, don't give high fives or else you'll hit each other. There's
Now the highlight.
that's the one thing about Ubisoft is they always ham stuff up. Anyway,
Highlight of the conference, at least for me, Watch Dogs 2. I was on the Watch Dogs hype train before anyone else was. So I'd like to take credit for that.
more room.
Yeah,
for-
I mean, I was definitely impressed by the reveal trailer. I didn't see anything at E3, but you know, it just like I was saying before, like if it can be that improvement like Assassin's Creed 1 wasn't to 2, then fantastic.
The only
Yeah.
thing that looked cool to me was the fact that you could like remote control things. Was that in the first game?
No, it wasn't.
That
So
looks
they
really fun.
so they added like cars and like everything that like you can just move around. You can control whatever you want.
They said smart cars were the way of the future. I don't know if they knew it.
You don't know about
it would,
that.
It would affect this.
But yeah, so they kind of it just seems like they enhanced the hacking like in every way, just improved like every aspect of the game. And then when I was playing through, like ever since like Watch Dogs 2, when after this I started playing Watch Dogs again. I beat it yesterday. It was a lot shorter than I thought it was originally. But I realized that like a lot like when Watch Dogs is trying to be like its own thing with like this hacking stuff, it's a great game. But then when it tries to do like some GTA stuff, it's not nearly as good. It's like if it tries to be something else, I don't think it'll be very good. But hopefully they just focus on making it more like Watch Dogs, what makes it unique.
I mean, I like the whole like really short heist. I say with air quotes, where he like went into the building. Like,
Yeah, it's
scoped
like
it
a,
out first, got the stuff, got out, and it was quick. It was like
Yeah,
it
that's
was
Watch
its own
Dogs
thing.
gameplay.
Yeah, it looked fun.
Yeah, super
but
fun.
I don't know if there's gonna be like, see, this is the thing I don't like about these games is when there's like car chases and like that's why I don't really care for GTA. It's because
No, okay, so the
not
thing
fan.
is, like, another one of the great parts of Watch Dogs is the car chases because
really,
again, because it
Because they're
incorporates the hack.
interactive.
Because
Yeah.
like so you can just like interact with your environment to get like cops off you.
I can
You can
understand that, yeah.
Yeah, so like you're going through this intersection, so then you just hack
You
the
like turn
traffic
that,
light. It
yeah.
causes a crash. Maybe one car gets like past it, and then you can like turn into an alleyway and then put up like blockers behind you, and then it'll crash. Like
That
I
makes
don't know.
sense.
I think it's really fun game when you have to use the hacking, but other than that, I feel like it could be improved upon for this game for sure.
Here's hoping. I
Watch
think
Dogs 2.
if anything that'd be really cool is if they didn't have guns at all. And
They-
you were like straight up like had to hack things. He has like a stun gun, right?
Yeah.
But he
And
actually
he's got
has like
this
other
daisy
guns as
chain
well.
that he whips people with.
Oh, oh yeah. Oh my god.
No, they looked up like melee weapons, and then
Yeah.
they like you like tie two metal balls to a string, and he like whips those around.
Huh. Okay. But no, yeah, I think if it, like you said, if it almost stuck with the hacking and almost kind of had you hack even in like back against the wall positions instead of just pulling out a gun, I
Yeah.
think that would really help. But
Yeah, that's another thing I thought kind of ruined it, like because like at the beginning of the game, I just kind of forgot to use my silenced pistol,
yeah,
and that kind of made it a lot more fun.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you don't have like this just giant ranged weapon when you can just like take out whoever you want.
yeah.
Because there's also like this time slowing mode, so you can just duck out of cover whenever you want and take someone down.
Hmm.
And then, so yeah, hopefully they can just make it focus more on the hacking, and then that'll be a good game. It's up for my most anticipated game this year. Sony.
Good of War.
Yeah, I mean, it was impossible to top last year, but I would say they came
They came
close.
Yeah. Started off with God of War 4 gameplay.
Yes.
We didn't know what it was at first.
Like,
Yeah.
you hear the music and it builds up and it's like it has to be God of War. And similar to Gears of War, with the whole Marcus Phoenix reveal, they come out and reveal Kratos, and I'm like, yeah! And do we know if that's his son or if that's a kid he's
We
taking care
don't
of?
know. I don't think it would be his son. I just feel like it's kind of
Jason says the best conference that ever was. I think it's because he was there. Yeah, like I don't think it's a son, but like
Yeah, I
he's
don't think
taking
so.
care of him for
Just
his,
sort of the
like,
way he kind of talked to him, it didn't really seem like it.
Yeah, but the game looks fantastic. It's Kratos has a calmness to him, almost like he's like a father figure. My only concerns is how can they keep the combat fresh or just make the game fresh. I think it's
I mean, the
not
combat
as
looks
lit-
completely new.
I mean,
Like it doesn't look beat 'em up anymore. It looks
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely
Yeah.
a reboot of the
Yeah.
series. Oh, and I said it was God of War 4. They just call it God of War.
yeah.
Yeah, I
sort
think
of
it's just
reboot.
straight up reboot in Norse stuff now.
Yeah.
It's not open world, but it is.
It seems like it'd be
less-
kind of like Tomb Raider.
It's less linear than the other God of Wars.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. It looks great. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, like the open world looks kind of like Tomb Raider. Like it's still very linear, but there's a couple like paths where you can loop back around and go to places that you've already been. So I think it looks cool for sure. I didn't play any of the God of War games, so
Oh, really?
glad that this one's like sort of just like a new introduction.
Yeah, you might be able to maybe enjoy this one a little bit more, because I'm sure people who play this one will be like, this isn't like God of War 3, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this is really, like, different than God of War 3, so you might have a completely different
Yeah,
experience.
I think it eventually got stale as the series went on. So, playing it for the first time, you won't have that fatigue.
Yeah, hopefully. And then next they showed a trailer for Days Gone, which looked like from the trailer. At first, I thought somehow I thought it was Last of Us. Like it reminded me a lot of Last of Us, just in sort of the look and stuff. But it's a zombie game. The gameplay did not look as good as the trailer, like sort of maybe lead to believe it would be. But it's Ben, so I figured they'll find something good with it.
Yeah, it definitely looks quite interesting.
Yes, it does.
Based on what we saw, definitely looking forward to it. Think that the gameplay trailer, like it looks terrifying, almost like a World War Z, with like just swarms of zombies coming
Yeah,
in,
just these
and you
massive,
feel helpless.
fast zombies too.
Yeah, yeah.
Tons of ammo.
Tons of ammo. Oh my
Lots of
gosh.
it.
God.
He emptied like 50 clips into that horde.
And you only
Yeah,
kill
it's
like 4
crazy.
zombies. Yeah, it looks really cool. Definitely interested to see more of it.
Yes. Last Guardian, finally a release date. What was it?
Yep.
October
It's gonna get
28th,
pushed back.
25th?
I know
I
it.
don't remember.
October
I'm
26th.
Something. I was
looking
close.
really excited for this. The game looks great. We're finally getting it. Love Eco and Shadow of the Colossus, so I'm excited to finally get this one.
I'm not gonna play it.
It's fine.
It just doesn't look very interesting.
No,
to me.
yeah, those games are their own special thing. If you don't
Yeah.
like it, you don't like it. You won't like it.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, it just
So-
doesn't look like anything special.
Yeah.
But yeah, Last Guardian, they didn't really show much. They just showed a trailer and then release date, which is kind of the big deal. And then Horizon Zero Dawn, we got more gameplay. Man, I can't wait for this game.
I played it.
So
a
is
lot.
it an RPG or is it
It's an RPG.
okay? I wasn't quite sure because I don't know. I don't know if it was like had RPG mechanics or like was just open worlds. Like I'm excited. Not nearly as excited as you are and other people are, but
Yeah, me and Jason, I think, are kind of leading the hype train on this one.
yeah, it's nice to see Guerrilla working on something new. That game is gonna be really cool.
Yeah. Robot dinosaurs, Cody.
Be there. What?
Be there with the robot dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But yeah, they also showed like you can mount stuff, and it looks pretty cool. There's just like these like robots that you can.
Yeah, you
can
could like
ride
make
around,
them
just, like-
passive, yeah. And then
Yeah, you have to like
Yeah.
you have to
Yeah.
tame them, and it looks like sort of some avatar thing.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll play it if people like it. I guess. You know what I
The
mean?
combat seems fun, and then I can't wait. Detroit Become Human.
I was very interested in this.
So is- Oh yeah, I know what this is.
Yeah, the David Cage game. I almost got like an AI, like that film, the Will Smith movie vibe. I'm sorry, not AI. Oh God, I can't think of it now. But there's a Will Smith. I think it's called Artificial. Nope. I don't know. Just I'm losing it. Anyways, it looks really cool. There seems like tons of branching choices and conversations and events that will happen because of your decisions.
Is this made by the same people who make Heavy Rain?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
'cause it
Indigo
looks exactly
Prophecy.
like Heavy Rain. Like
Yeah,
it-
yeah.
And even the kind of like looking around and picking out decision kind of thing, like you don't have all your choices until you like when he's holding the little girl hostage, you can like look up at the plane and then a button will show up to say like, tell the plane to back off or whatever. Instead of just having all your options laid out to you, you have to kind of like explore. That looks exactly like Heavy Rain, and like
I like that.
the detective looks exactly like the detective in Heavy Rain. I don't know if anybody else felt that way.
I know who you're talking about.
I wish I could think of his name, but I don't know. It looks cool. That's all I
Doesn't.
got to say.
I do like sort of how like you have to be more interactive, and it's not just like, hey, pick this.
Yeah.
And then Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. We didn't know what this
Holy
was. I
butts.
think this was our Sony stream crew.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were just like, what kind of horror is the game? We didn't know what it was, and then Resident Evil 7, boom.
I
I
was
wasn't
really
quite sure.
surprised. Because they went with the whole.
But
They went with the whole. Sorry.
No.
what? They went with the whole VII thing, and I figured they would like morph it into it, like because it blacked out, and way far on the right it just said VII, and I was like, okay, 7, but how is that gonna? Because it looked like a title was gonna merge into it, and
Yeah.
I'm like, is it gonna be like it can't be Silent Hill, because it doesn't have like
I
a
thought
V
it was
shape
Silent-
at the
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
I
we
thought
were
it
just
was
throwing up a
too.
bunch of names.
And I'm like, it can't be, though, because the V wouldn't fit. And it fit
Yeah.
perfectly in Resident Evil. And I was like, what the hell? Like,
yeah,
that was
it's
crazy.
going back to it's coming out early next year too. I think January.
Yeah.
it's they're trying to return to their roots. I don't know if they're
I
like
don't
going
know
to
if
go
I'd
for a
consider this their
straight.
roots. It feels something like completely different.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like like Resident Evil 1 and 2 were creepy and they were
Yeah,
scary, but
this is really like
this is like straight
psychological.
horror
Yeah.
and not like
Um.
any action.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. I didn't play the demo. I'm not. I don't know if I'm the kind of guy who would play the demo.
Yeah, no.
But holy crud, it looks amazing. Like, and the thing is when we watched that, I said, this is what everybody's wanted, is like an actual scary Resident Evil that doesn't rely on like gunplay and all this really hammy like weird scary movie stuff. Like, I don't know if it's B-rated movie, like scary movie stuff.
Yeah.
With like zombie sharks and all this. But
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of people actually aren't receiving it very well. They're like, "Why go first person? And it looks so dumb. Go back to
Always
third
find
person."
something.
Yeah, oh no, yeah, but it's just I thought it'd be a lot more well received than it was. Like
Yeah.
everyone seems to just not
First person makes it
like
a lot more scarier, though.
No, yeah, totally. But like, because I mean, when you're third person, you can kind of see around corners, and it's more jump scare heavy. I mean, I guess first person is too, but it's like people wanted something different than 5 and 6, and they're getting it, and they're getting it with other things that they wanted too, like the scary aspect back, and it to not be so like related on like gunplay and stuff, and people still complain. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jason, I think people were hard on 4 when they saw it for the first time too. Yeah, and that's the one thing I saw people say a lot was, I wish this game was like 4. And it's like, why? Like,
Shut
I
up.
don't know. Just, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on. Resident Evil 7 will also be fully playable on PSVR.
Along
when
with
was the
another
release date?
game.
October 20.
Oh, along with Final Fantasy 15.
Wait,
October.
one was, what?
October 28th is PSVR release date.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Okay.
What comes out 26th? Last Guardian?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because that's on
VR
Friday, I
Last
think.
Guardian. Yeah.
See, I thought it already had a release date, but then I realized no, that was just the price
That's
they
what I
revealed
thought, too.
before.
Yeah, they revealed the price. But yeah, Resident Evil will be fully playable on VR. They also revealed Farpoint, which looks kind of like a space shooter sort of thing.
I know you
And then-
remember that.
So X-Wing VR mission, Star Wars theme VR. Batman Arkham VR, which I've heard great things about.
Really?
Like, I've heard, like, I know Greg Miller,
Has
Ryan
there been
McCaffrey.
gameplay that people get to screw around with? or
Yes,
is it
at
just
E3
concept?
people got to play it.
Oh,
Yeah, so apparently they nail the feeling of you playing as Batman, like just making
Is
you
it-
feel like Batman.
have they said if it's something you can play without VR?
I don't think it would be just because like VR's in the name.
That sucks. Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, but I'm like I
Because
was,
there
I
are a
was
lot of those
impressed that it
people that
was-
play like all those Arkham games. You know what I mean? Because they
Yeah.
love the series. But that would suck if you had to buy.
Well, I mean,
like,
I guess you
$300.
kind of gotta have some games exclusive to VR to make people buy
I
it.
suppose, but like an Arkham game, because
Yeah.
there's a big crowd for that. But
I was impressed that Rocksteady was developing it because like when they first showed it,
really?
I was like, oh, Rocksteady, wow, because like that's kind of a big developer to be working on a VR game. Again, like you said, with just the whole Arkham franchise,
Yeah.
and then Final Fantasy 15.
it
VR.
looks so bad.
It looks.
Oh,
It was
so
apparently was terrible.
Yeah.
So stupid.
It's just like the gun floating next to your eye, and
Yeah.
you just.
It's like one of those like it's like a House of the Dead like
Yeah, no, it
shooter
looks,
thing.
yeah, and it's I don't know.
Did not
It
look.
it doesn't look like they wanted it. Like I think they wanted it to look kind of like a first-person shooter in a way, but it looks more like a really dumb arcadey, not even gonna work kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's just like in the gameplay, he was shooting a behemoth, and it was like doing nothing, and then it just like goes over to Prompto, and he's like giving the camera the guns. He's like, yeah, and it's like this looks so dumb. And
Yeah,
then they
Final
had the-
Fantasy did not have the best E3 showings.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. What did we think this was before? Ace Combat and
I didn't think it was Ace Combat. I thought it was.
Brett said Ace Combat.
That's what I thought.
It was?
I thought so much that was Ace Combat.
It just I can't imagine it being Ace Combat because it was in space. You know what I mean? Had there been Ace Combat games in space?
I have no idea. I've
Yeah.
played like one Ace Combat game.
Oh, I'd say because that didn't sound right to me. I thought it was what the hell did I think? I thought it was Titanfall at first. I didn't know what
Yeah.
it was.
Because I had no idea what it was until they got to the shooting part. I was like, is this Call of Duty? But it looks...
It was the whole
great.
HUD was different, and the main thing people complain about is Call of Duty looks so similar, and the HUD always looks the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was like no clips. There was no ammo system. It was all bottomless like ammo. You just had to switch your clip out again and again and again and again.
Wait, real quickly, I saw this on my Facebook timeline, GameSpot. There's a mod in Street Fighter V where you can play as Cammy, but with a Tracer skin.
Probably, Brett. I don't know.
That
It'd
looks
be on
really
on
cool.
PC, but
Sorry, that was like the most random thing you could
Really?
say.
I'm sorry,
was.
I'm on Facebook right now, so.
No, it's okay, but...
but no, yeah, it looked good. I'm surprised that they're actually trying. I don't know.
But yeah, it was like this whole, like you're flying in a spaceship.
Yeah,
It's...
I hate to be that guy that just craps on Call of Duty all the time, but it's hard
It
not
looks
to.
good.
But
It
yeah,
looks
I'm
great. Like if the
optimistic,
single
yeah.
player can be like all missions that like have that amount of like variety and stuff and be that like fun looking, I think it'll be super good. That's like I was saying earlier, Battlefield 1 going in, I was way more excited for, and it still looks great. But I don't know, Call of Duty had a really good showing.
Here's hoping.
Yeah. The Bandicoot lives, guys. Crash.
Does he though?
Yes.
I feel like they're just kind of gonna puppet his body around for 3 games and then
Nope.
put him back to rest. You don't
Put him
think
on
so?
a shirt. But yeah, Jason said that he like jumped up in his seat and was like screaming when he heard the music, and everyone was like, "What?"
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're remastering Crash 1, 2, 3.
And Warped, I think.
Got
I
Crash
think-
3 is Crash 3 Warped.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna play them, but I know it's a
Yeah.
big deal to a lot of fans of Crash.
Yeah.
And then he's also gonna be in
A lot of people think this is gonna be the gateway for a new game.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so either. I think a lot of people are getting their hopes up, like,
Mm-hmm.
because they're like, "Oh man, if these games sell well, it's gonna be great." But will
Yeah.
they sell well? Because
I don't-
people have already played them, and even then, I mean, I get it's like they're building them from the ground up. Even then,
Yeah.
it's an old character. I mean, I don't know. I know there's love for it, but I don't know if Sony's gonna take the risk if they haven't already. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So,
Plus, why would you buy that when you already have Uncharted 4?
whoa.
Death Stranding, Kojima made an epic appearance.
I was not expecting this.
Yeah, this is the most like intriguing game to me because I'm just
I've
like,
saw so
What is
many
this?
theories of this game. Like people have already like considered this game like I don't know, like life and death. Like there's so
Death.
much like in depth like theoretical talk about this game already. Like
Ah.
yeah, the baby means life, and the purging of the oil from our waterways. It's like, whoa, dude, that's deep.
No, see, this is the kind of thing because when we were watching this, I was like, I imagine Kojima going into this meeting. He's like, okay, guys, so I want this trailer. I want it to
to be
have
bullshit.
this naked man on the beach,
Yeah.
surrounded by dead crabs and whales, with an invisible baby, and then there's going to be 5 floating men in the sky.
Yeah, no.
That's
concept.
basically it.
No, it
Yeah,
was
I don't
really
even
weird.
Yeah, it definitely has me interested, but I mean, that's all I can say.
Yeah, people are thinking that it's not gonna have this like ocean heavy theme. I guess like the whole stranding. Like you guys know what stranding means, right? Okay, and then Death Stranding and the whole ocean. I don't know. I don't know. Kojima, what are you doing? what are you doing, man? If there's one thing I can take away from this, his new company logo or whatever looks amazing.
It does look cool.
It looks great. I love it,
It
dude.
looks really cool.
Should
I'm
have
gonna
made a
look it
game
up.
with that guy in it. That would have been great.
Kojima logo. Yeah, it does look great.
Yeah, it looks really good. Anyway.
Anyways, Spider-Man PS4.
Great.
That was a nice surprise.
Yeah, it was a nice surprise. I know Liam is super excited for this. I think Mike is too.
They just
but-
didn't show anything,
Yeah,
which
I'm just
doesn't
saying, like,
surprise me.
it's like, yeah, I mean, it's Spider-Man. I thought,
Yeah.
and it's by Insomniac, which surprised me. I figured it would be by Sucker Punch, just because that was sort of the rumor.
Oh, really?
But, I mean, Insomniac can make a good game.
Yeah. I'm so excited for Liam because I mean, it's awesome that Insomniac is doing this.
Liam guessed this.
Did he
That's
really?
what he did.
Yeah, he did. He wrote
That's
an article
crazy.
while he was like, "Why this is going to happen."
Did he even guess it was going to be made by Insomniac?
Well, his article was Spider-Man can definitely appear as a console exclusive,
Whoa,
and he wrote that on May 31st.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's something else.
I don't know. I'm trying to see if he predicted who was going to make. Yeah, no, I don't.
Right.
He said Sucker Punch or some internally created team at
Damn.
Sony. So, I mean, he kind of got it. He
would've
figured
expected
Sucker
Sucker
Punch
Punch.
mostly, though.
Yeah.
But he got half right. Well, probably more 75%.
Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, definitely.
And that does it for the Sony conference. Oh, one thing. I forgot to say Ubisoft conference. It was so slow. It felt like it was like 5 hours.
Yeah.
I think that's what happens when you have people on stage talking.
I'll be back
instead
for
of
1
just-
second.
All
All
right.
right.
I think that's what happens when you have people on stage talking instead of just
Yeah.
showing gameplay.
Like, that was the thing with Sony. Like, no one came out and talked unless they were talking about, like, something else.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Microsoft, I feel like they're weaning themselves off that kind of habit of like
Yeah.
just having people stand up and talk forever and
I mean,
just
don't
kind of
forget that.
showing game stuff. Don't forget what.
Minecraft.
Oh,
The whole
yeah.
Minecraft
Oh
stuff.
my god, that was an experience for sure.
It was.
That was-
Man, Brett left at the worst time.
Embarrassing.
We have to talk about Zelda.
It's Zelda. Well, we can talk about what else did they show at that E3? They showed Pokemon. Pokemon stuff looked really nice.
Oh yeah, they did show Pokemon. So
The
before
new- okay.
Brett comes back, I just
I'm
want
back.
to say I didn't. Oh, you're back. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't watch any of the Nintendo sort of treehouse thing except for the trailer that just like the main trailer they revealed. I didn't watch much gameplay. I watched about like during the stream. I didn't watch it. Afterwards, I watched about like 10-20 minutes of gameplay.
Yep.
But that's all I know about it. So I'll let you guys take the reins for this.
Yeah,
I mean, if
I watched
anything-
the trailer and I didn't. I watched a little bit. I think it was like Bill Trinan and Aonuma.
Yeah.
Not much like around 2 o'clock, and then I had to go to work. But just based on hearing you, Cody, and Jason talking about it, like and Michael.
I watched it for like the full 6 hours or whatever it was.
Yeah,
no,
so-
because
Oh
you
my
guys
God.
started. It started in the morning, and then you're like,
12,
wow,
yeah,
this
it
like
was
at like 4
6
o'clock.
at night. I was
it's
like,
still
oh
going.
my god. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
so-
they were like, we're gonna show off how cooking works in this game, and then they played for like 20 minutes, and they're like, but sit right there, we're gonna show off how running in this game works. I'm like, yes, let's go. was great.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and I'll give you guys 5 minutes to talk about it.
What?
Zelda.
Well, I think if anything, let's talk about the other stuff first. They had Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
They showed off the starting area, new starter Pokemon, or like new starting area Pokemon. Young Goose, best Pokemon. New gameplay mode, free for all, 4-person free for all mode.
Yeah,
It's
that looks wild.
amazing.
For
People were
Pokemon.
already doing that to begin with doubles, but they had to do it in a way where they had to multi-hit with like things like Earthquake and stuff like that, things that hit on the other side. But now it's official. It looks great. Really fun mode to just kind of goof around with online and not be competitive. They showed Box Boy. They call it Box
Boy. Jason's boy. Box Boy.
Yeah, it looks fun. I just finished Box Boy like 2 days ago. And it was fun. I like it. I mean, it was it was small, but it was to be
The
expected for
greatest
like a
game of
$2.60 game.
The greatest $2.60 game of its time.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say that, but it was good. So yeah, they had Box Box Boy. It looked fun. Then they showed Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix, and the whole big thing was like they're like, yeah, listen to this NeoGaf, it's out now, and like they were just playing it on stage or whatever they were doing. And,
Oh, wow.
they just announced it. They're like, yeah, go to the eShop right now, and it's there. And I was like, holy crap. So I got that like 2 or 3 days later. I just beat it today. It's amazing. If you like Rhythm Heaven at all, pick it up. There's so much content. And then Zelda. I think there was
Ever Oasis too,
Zelda Breath of the
Oh
Wild.
yeah, Ever Oasis
which
was
is
a new
a new
RPG.
IP on 3DS from the I think the director or the producer who was on the Secret of Mana theme, and it looks okay to me. I get
It
a
looks like
series
Legend of
Final Fantasy
Mana, but
Explorers.
3D. Right, I don't
Yeah,
know if that makes any sense, but yeah, I don't know.
right.
It looks pretty iffy.
It looks okay to me.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
But
Yeah, Zelda Breath of the
Zelda,
Wild.
for
the
me, when I
title's
saw that
amazing.
trailer, yeah, I love the title.
People
I don't know.
seem
I kind of like Zelda Wii U better.
I was like, stop.
Oh yeah.
I was like really giddy. I was like, oh my god, yes! Like the same reaction I saw when we first saw that trailer of Link on Epona, like
Oh,
running
yeah.
from that monster. Like I was similar reaction. I was like, holy crap! Like this is, oh, it's unbelievable. And then, truthfully, I was a bit skeptical.
Really?
I was like, I was like, I don't really know if I like not. I don't know if I like this game, but I think it's because it's so different. But I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Like it is not bare bones, but like maybe what they intended to do with the original Legend of Zelda, where you're dropped into this world.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
That's
you
that's
just sort
all
of-
they talked about when they
Like,
played
there's
with.
no really, not much
Memory.
context, at least at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was just like, this is like it's different and it's weird. Like I'm not the biggest fan, but then as I started to watch more, I'm like, like it's such a fresh take. It's
I
so new,
I think if I
and
had
I
to
like that the most.
if I had to say something about this game, and I think I said this during the Games on Tap podcast, if there's one thing I had to say about this game, it's that this is going to be the Legend of Zelda game that 20 years down the road, you're going to dig out your Wii U or your NX, and you're going to plug it in just to play this game if you're a Legend of Zelda fan. Because
Right.
it's like, it's one of those things where you can play Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and they're pretty similar. You know what I mean? It's just different story,
Yeah.
and you go about things differently. But this
Yeah.
is absolutely different in every way. Like
Yeah.
just the way the game is played is completely different, and it's gonna be one of those games that is the most unique in the series so far, aside from like Zelda 2, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's groundbreaking, I think, for a Legend of Zelda game. For Nintendo in general, I think this shows that they're still creative and people, you know what I mean. There's been a lot of doubt lately, especially I think Federation Force was the biggest hit that people thought that Nintendo kind of lost their touch, and I think this is definitely the way that
Don't
they
forget Star Fox.
Star Fox too. And I think this is the way that they show that they still value quality, I guess, is a kind of a weird way to say it. And that they're still willing to innovate and be up to date with kind of like game mechanics and stuff like that. Because Skyward Sword was fine, but it had that really gimmicky 2006 motion control feel. You know what I mean? Like
I
when it
forget that
first
was the
came
last
out.
Zelda game.
Yeah, it has been a while, and I mean, this feels so up to date. Like it feels like a new 2012, 2013 like exploration like free roamy game. Like it doesn't feel like an old like GameCube era. You know, it feels so new and so unique, and I can't wait. I think
And
that's
apparently, I think it's 12 times larger than Twilight Princess.
Yeah,
which I don't
yeah.
know if that's like significant. I mean,
I
for Zelda, obviously,
Yeah,
but
when they showed the map, they really talked about how big it was, and they would put waypoints out. They would look at a point, put a waypoint on it, and then show the map. And it really didn't seem that far, but they wanted to emphasize it. But the thing is, there's 100 dungeons, and those are their own entities. So, like, you go into a hole, and then the dungeon opens up, and the dungeons can be massive. So,
Oh, okay.
so that
yeah, like,
also adds
it's not
to
like
the
a
probably
different
the
name. Like they're like the main like Zelda dungeons, and then these are like the sub dungeons, I guess, if you will.
I don't know how it works. They say there's 4 main dungeons and then there's 100 other ones, or there's 96 other ones. But the thing is they're all really, they almost feel like mini games in a way. They're just big puzzle areas is pretty much what it is.
Right,
And
because
there's
like
no like there's 4 that you have to do to get progression items, but you don't have to.
yeah,
But after that, all the other ones are just kind of like their own entities. And by the looks of it, it's more of like an exploration, find the story, or like piece together story elements and stuff like that kind of thing. But
hmm
you know,
like if these like mini dungeons can be like what like the Ice Temple was in Ocarina of Time,
I
like
don't I don't feel like they will be. I think maybe not. I don't. Maybe they will be. I'm not sure, but
because like the Ice Temple was like not a temple, but like it was still substantial.
yeah, I think they're going to be more like like a puzzle area. I don't think it's going to be like
Yeah, I think
a
that's
romp
like the
through
design
a
of it.
cave. I think it's just gonna be like, here's a puzzle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it won't present itself
that'd be
as an
cool.
area, more as
Something like
like a
Witness.
yeah. But
Yeah,
anyway,
it looks great.
yeah, I can't
I'm
wait.
gonna I am so behind on like like all the videos from E3 and everything, and like the Zelda stuff is included in that. It's like I'm gonna have to take like an hour and just watch some gameplay. Like it just it's so pretty.
Yeah,
For me it is the most beautiful game I've ever seen.
really,
Yeah,
it
Well,
looks good.
yeah,
yeah, it looks like I was gonna say because like I didn't really see much of the gameplay aspects and stuff, but just like
Yeah.
a look, like it's obviously not the graphically most like the most
No,
graphically in depth
yeah,
game ever,
it's
just because
more
like it's very limited by Wii U hardware still.
yeah,
But like just the art style, it is very appealing and makes it appear better than it probably like really is.
yeah. It was
Mm.
cool. They said the art style they went with was open air painting, and it fits in
yeah,
with the Breath of the Wild where people it goes with a painting style where you actually go out and sit in uh, like a forest with your easel and your all that stuff, your canvas, and you have like a certain type of paint or whatever. I don't know how it works, and it's just open air painting, and it has that like that kind of soft style to it,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's what they went because it's all about the exploration about being out in the world, and it was such a crazy correlation between the art style and the gameplay to have that kind of feel. So it's really cool.
Mm.
yeah, because I'm just saying like you look at like cliff faces and stuff. Obviously, textures aren't really
No,
like
yeah,
they
they're
aren't
really
very minimal,
yeah,
but like it's still a very good looking game.
yeah.
And now, as a part of the show, and we're gonna say our game of the show. So,
All right.
Brett, why don't you go first? We can keep it quick. We're already over an hour and a half.
Honestly,
Zelda for you, right?
it's up there. I would say, yeah, yeah. Actually, I don't even know. Honestly,
Mm,
I'm sorry.
give us, give us Zelda.
I'll go with Zelda.
Okay, Cody.
Mine was Breath of the Wild for sure. Like I said, I sat through 6 hours plus of
Yeah, true.
gameplay and didn't get up from my seat at all. So, and then there was more the next day, and I watched it too. So I can't wait. I'm absolutely excited for this game. Probably, I mean, I'm gonna get an NX anyway, but it'll definitely
Yeah.
if I needed a game to have me get the NX, it'd be that hands down. So I can't wait.
Yeah, the thing is, like Zelda, like I like Zelda, but I'm not like this huge Zelda fan, which is probably why
I'm not
it
either.
just,
That's the thing.
isn't as impressive to me. And
Yeah.
obviously, I didn't watch enough of it, so I can't really know too much about it. But mine is Star Trek Bridge Crew.
There you go.
Dude, it feels
that's
like
a
I'm
good choice.
actually pushing buttons. It's great.
Yes. When you can actually push buttons.
Yeah. Next
But
gen.
no, mine's actually Watch Dogs 2. Man, I can't
Really?
wait. I was on the hype train before it was cool, and I'm sticking with
You're
it.
gonna be one of those guys.
Yeah, I am,
Okay.
because I have to claim it. So.
Okay.
And
Well,
other than that,
I hope it's good.
yeah, other than that,
all
I'd
I've
probably
seen.
give it to God of War or Horizon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but Watch Dogs 2 probably my top one. Horizon would be, but since it was since it was there last year, I just feel like it can't
Oh
really.
yeah.
But so yeah, Horizon, God of War, Watch Dogs, my favorites.
Boom.
Thank you for joining us for this super long episode 67, right? Yeah, 67 of the Game Bolt Podcast, your weekly dose of lightning in a bottle, the official podcast of thegamebolt.com. If you have any topics for us to talk about, let us know on Twitter or during our Twitch stream, twitch.tv/thegamebolt. Post to iTunes every Tuesday, YouTube every Wednesday. Recent stuff that we have up on the site, ton of E3 content. We're putting up conference reviews this week. We also have our reactions to the conferences, on
Don't forget
on YouTube.
the Overwatch giveaway, July
Yeah,
1st. Sign
Yes.
up.
Enter the Overwatch giveaway. Why not? Cody
We
can't
we will be
win that.
streaming it
What could you
throughout the
possibly
week.
have to lose? Yeah,
True.
we'll be streaming.
Just do it.
Yeah, check out the video, guys. It's great.
It is great. Cody did a great job with the video, but unfortunately, Cody can't win.
That's true.
He really wants a second copy, but he can't.
Unless he
I
leaves
don't
the
have
game, both.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it's just like, what if? Can I just leave for like a week and then come back?
I'm sure that would go over really well. But yeah. So, but yeah, sign up for that.
So yeah, thank you for joining us for this E3 special. Brett, where can we find you on Twitter?
You can find me at Brett Woodmansey, WOODMANSEE, and shameless plug. I put up my JRPGs I'm anticipating this year.
Oh yeah, do that.
Piece today, so check that out.
Cody, where can we find you?
At Wydock Vader, YDOCVADER. I want
Who's that guy having that
everyone.
in Overwatch?
What?
Something Vader.
Please. Oh, Duct Vader.
Duck
Okay.
Vader.
Yeah. I want everyone who got this far into the podcast to tweet me
All two of
hashtag Frank is back, because that was my favorite thing about the Microsoft conference. So tweet at me at Wydock Vader, YDOCVADER. If you made it this far, hashtag Frank is back.
you. Yes.
It's gonna be great.
The
We'll get
balls
it
are
trending.
back.
Get it trending.
Yeah.
I mean, with all these people, we're bound to get it trending, right?
Oh yeah, all these 2 billion people. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be great.
And you can find me on Twitter at GrantRam3. You can follow the site at _Gamebolt. Thank you for joining us this week, and we will catch you on the next episode. Later, guys.
Have a good one.
Thank you, guys.